All right.
Today, I have some good news to report from the Middle East.
Okay.
I just spoke with the Prime Minister of Israel and Lebanon.
Yes.
I'm pleased to announce that their governments have accepted the United States proposal to end the devastating conflict between Israel and Hezbollah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I want to thank President Macron of France for his partnership in reaching this moment. For nearly 14 months, a deadly conflict raged across the border that separates Israel and Lebanon.
Even in his speech, he'll still give leeway to Israel. He has to do it. He has no choice. American politics, they don't own themselves.
Conflict that began the day after the October 7 attack by Hamas on Israel.
See?
Hours later, at 2 a.m. in the morning, Hezbollah and other terrorist organizations backed by Iran attacked Israel in support of Hamas.
Yeah.
Let's be clear. Israel did not launch this war.
Okay.
The Lebanese people did not seek that war either.
He wants to isolate
Nor did the
Hezbollah.
United States. Over the past year, including the days immediately following October the 7th, I directed the U.S. military to flow assets and capabilities into the region,
We know that.
including aircraft carriers,
Everything.
fighter squadrons,
Everything.
sophisticated air defense.
Even a nuclear submarine. He actually sent a nuclear submarine to the Mediterranean Sea as if Hamas has nuclear weapons. This is the problem with our country here in the United States is we have an organization called APAC. Now, APAC is not a foreign entity. It's not registered as a foreign entity, a lobbying group. It is a domestic Jewish lobbying group. It spends $100 million or more to pick winners and losers in the U.S. congressional and Senate races or local races. Before, they never did it directly. They always use like second party, like PACs. They like, oh, give this guy this, give this guy. But they changed they changed their bylaws and their whatever it is you want to call it. Now they are giving and they're boasting about it. They said, listen, we had 99.9% success in electing who you wanted. They got rid of two black politicians, Jamal Bowman from New York, because he said there's a genocide in Israel in Gaza. And they got rid of Carrie Bush in Missouri because she said there's a genocide in Gaza. Because if you tell the truth and you don't take our money, we're going to get rid of you. Now, the problem I have with that is this is what Zionists do. Though it's a Jewish lobby, but it's still a Zionist entity. What they do is Zionism feeds on anti-Semitism. So when AIPAC boasts about what it's doing, a lot of animosity is going to be toward American Jews. I'm like, whoa, what are you doing? You spend $100 million on our local election? I mean, what are you doing here? Huh? Then if that hatred develops into anti-Semitism, they hope that the Jews will flee from America to Israel. That's why they did the Amsterdam thing. Remember with the hoodlums? That was well orchestrated. Why would you bring 200 young kids from Israel to run around a European capital and then scream out anti-Semitism? You know why? Because there's a problem. There's a lot of Jews who are migrating from Israel to European countries such as Portugal, the Netherlands. They're leaving Israel and selling everything and just moving back to Europe. So they want to say, look, you see, they hate us. Look how they attacked our kids. And you're going to go over there? You see what they're doing in Amsterdam? Oh my gosh. Anti-Semitism is all over the place. And it wasn't. The hoodlums, the young Israeli kids or young men, whatever you want to call them, as soon as they got to Amsterdam, they yelling death to the Arabs. Gaza has no more school because all their kids are dead. In order to incite the local Arab population, so they're going to beat the daylight out of them, which they did, they started attacking taxi drivers who are mostly Arabs or Middle Eastern. You saw what they were doing. And they had these videos, and even the New York Times had to delete their stories because it was all lies. That was the whole shtick they had in Amsterdam. That was the whole thing that they did. It was all a game. It was all a show. These people, this is Hollywood, man. They make great movies. my Jewish cousins, they make great movies, man. Let's listen to Sleepy Joe. He's not even sleepy, Zombie Joe. Lie to yourself what you did. Yeah, lie to us.
to
You didn't do
defend
shit.
Israel and deter our common enemy at a critical moment. Since the war with Hezbollah began,
Yeah.
over 70,000 Israelis have been forced to live as refugees in their own country.
And there's about 2 million Palestinians who have been uplifted and are living refugees in a 350 square mile area that they are dying and starved to death deliberately. Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead. Well, the lady's moving her hand.
Imposed on them by Hezbollah.
All right.
All told, this has been the deadliest conflict between Israel and Hezbollah in decades.
They took a beating, those Israeli
How many of
soldiers.
Hezbollah's senior leaders are dead, including its longtime leader, Nasrallah? And Israel has destroyed Hezbollah's terrorist infrastructure in southern Lebanon as well, including miles of sophisticated tunnels, which were prepared for an October 7 style terrorist attack in northern Israel. But lasting security for the people of Israel and Lebanon cannot be achieved only on the battlefield. And that's why I directed my team to work with the government.
I swear to God, I swear to everything I love that the United States had nothing to do. They didn't broker anything. It's only the Israeli military realized they are being beat. The soldiers are taking a beating. The Israeli coward soldiers are not able to fight face to face on the ground. They're not. They're not built for that. You understand? They are not built to fight face to face with them. So they say, listen, we already killed, like he said, the senior leaders. Let's come out with that W and leave before we get a bigger L than we're getting right now. It is what it is, and that is the truth.
The fighting across the Lebanese-Israeli border will end.
All right.
Will end.
Yeah.
This
will
is
end. Will
designed to be
end.
a permanent cessation of hostilities.
No way. It's not permanent.
What is left of Hezbollah and other terrorist organizations will not be allowed, well, I emphasize, will not be allowed to threaten the security of Israel again. Over the next 60 days, the Lebanese army and state security forces will deploy and take control of their own territory once again. Hezbollah terrorist infrastructure in southern Lebanon will not be allowed to be rebuilt.
Yeah.
And over the next 60 days, Israel will gradually withdraw its remaining forces. And civilians on both sides will soon be able to safely return to their communities and begin to rebuild their homes,
It's not going to work.
schools, their farms, their businesses, and their very lives.